ago, somebody ran onto my kid's school with a gun. And the police chief, who I was friends with, called me from the car and said, Sharon, there's a guy and he's run onto your kid's school campus. I'm gonna keep you posted. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get him and I'm pretty sure everything's gonna be okay, but I want you to know there's a guy with a gun on your kid's campus. My kids were at that point in the first and second grade. And this was 20 years ago. And you think, oh my God, right? And I went to the school and I tried to talk to them about, I have these friends that secure the Oscars and they can get guys who are, out of the Army and they'll bring their dogs and everybody wants to secure the school. And you know what? They didn't want to secure the school. Because we have so many diverse opinions, just like we did about AIDS. But while we had all these diverse opinions about AIDS, 40 million people died. While I went from country to country and tried to talk to people about what we should do, and maybe we should get a vaccine, like we snapped one together really quickly over COVID, maybe we should snap one together. People wanted to argue with me and tell me they didn't like my language. They didn't like my intensity. Well, millions and millions of people died, and then people would thank me for coming to talk to them when it was 14 million people dying and 20 million people dying. And now we're looking at this same thing with gun violence, okay? And people want to argue about their thoughts and ideas and then give thoughts and prayers. And this is a very similar circumstance because it's a virus and it's an epidemic. And when everyone says, it's going to have to take time and it's going to have to do this and it's going to have to do that and we're going to have to do all these things, I think a lot about my godmother. My godmother was an amazing woman named Betty Williams. And she and her friend Mayred McGuire were these Irish women in Belfast when the uprising happened. And Mayred's entire family and her children were mowed down in the street. And they decided that they were going to create the Million Mom March. And that's what they did. And they got all these moms together because they were going to stop the goddamn violence. And I talked to Betty a lot about it. And they sent an assassin to kill Betty